Hello, welcome back to the Board Games 4K YouTube channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, unboxings, and generally like to talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And this is the second instalment of our annual Top 100 Board Games of all time. This is number 90 down to 81, so I'm going to stop talking bullshit and we'll get on with it. Board Games 4K. So number 90 on this list is a board game based on a very popular TV show. It is Game of Thrones, the board game, and in this game you'll be taking control of one of the 6 houses and you'll be vying for control of Westeros. You'll be invading territories, you'll be trying to capture castles that will allow you to win the game, right? This game would have been higher up on the list if it was any good with less than 6 players, but we've tried it with most player counts and it really does only work with 6. So this game doesn't really match the feel of the TV show, it's more based on the books, right? But it's still a fantastic area control board game. You've not only got the threats of all the other players, but you've also got the threats of the wildlings that are going to break through the wall. It is quite long, but that's part of its charm. So that's our number 90. That's Game of Thrones, the board game. Number 89 on this list is Takenoko. This is a game designed by Antoine Bowser, who's designed a lot of these sort of Japanese type themed games. And in this game, you'll be manipulating the actions of the gardener and the panda in order to grow bamboo, fulfill objectives on cards to give you victory points that will allow you to win the game, right? This game is a very, very simple game. It's got the perfect blend of skill and luck. You're going to be rolling a weather die at the beginning of the game. That's going to give you a special ability, and then you'll be taking a variety of actions, trying to fulfill objective cards, right? That might be like sort of grow certain types of bamboo in certain areas, maybe irrigate a certain number of tiles. Really enjoy Takenoko. A lot of people don't like this game, but they can shove that opinion up their arse, right? Number 88 on this list is a game that was recently reprinted from an old game. This is Downforce. In this game you'll be playing cards from your hand in order to move certain cars a certain number of spaces, but obviously you may have to move your opponent's cars when you play these cards, and then you're going to get points based on what the final position of all the cars in the race. This one's just had a new track released for it called Wild something or other. I can't really remember what it is, but this is still being supported by Restoration Games today, and well, it's not really sort of a fast-paced racing game. It is an old tried and tested formula of play a card, move a car, but maybe not your own, right? So number 87 on this list is a dexterity game. There's going to be a lot of dexterity games on this list, isn't there? But this is Dungeon Fighter. Recently got reprinted in a Kickstarter. We didn't back it because obviously we already own it, so why would we do that? But this is a game where you'll be chucking dice onto this target on the table, trying to get the dice to land in certain spots that will inflict damage on enemies as you wander through a dungeon. But the trick with this one is that some of the monsters will require you to throw the dice in strange and unorthodox ways. Like you might have to have somebody grab hold of your arm and move your arm for you. You might have to do it with your eyes closed, or you might have to chuck the die when you're jumping up in the air. So this is insanely difficult game. It's really, really hard, but the fact that you've got the crazy restrictions makes this a real good laugh. There's 4 expansions for the original game. I'm not sure how many there are for the rip-off 2nd edition, but there you go. That's Dungeon Fighter. That's our number 87. Number 86 is a game that took the world by storm when it was first released. It's Dixit. This is a card game where you'll be looking at the cards in your hand and you'll be saying a phrase or a word or a sound or whatever you want to describe to the other players what's on your card. Every other player will then choose a card that closely matches what you've said or what you've done. You'll mix them all up, you put them out on the table, and then everyone will try and guess which one was your card. And you get points based on who guesses correctly, who bet on your card, so you'll get points for that. Dixit is still churning out expansions to this day. I'm not sure we'll really need any more of this, but it was truly original back in its day. Maybe this formula's getting a little bit tired, which is why it's so far down on this list. And yeah, that's Dixit. That's on number 86. Number 85 on this list is a sort of space themed game by Vladimir Sushis, Pulsar 2849, and in this game you'll be acting as a corporation trying to get victory points by constructing these mega structures in space. You'll be trying to fulfill different objectives, building technologies, and this is all done through the core mechanism of dice placement. And depending on what values are rolled, that will influence the power of each die that you're going to be taking from the main supply. This is a fantastically implemented game. Vladimir Sushi again comes up with a really excellent design. The theme is a little bit wishy-washy, as is the aesthetics of the game. It's all pastel shades and sort of really light greens and pinks and stuff, so it's not really that attractive to look at. But if you can get aside from that, then Pulsar 2849 really is worth seeking out. So number 84 is a horse racing game by the Rainer Knizia. In this game, you will be secretly betting on different horses. Then you'll roll the horse die. You'll look at the symbol you rolled, you look at the horse that you've chosen, and then you will move that horse a certain number of spaces based on what symbol you have rolled. This is a very simple game. It's been around for donkey's years. It's an absolute classic. It is one of the best horse racing games. Not the best horse racing game, but it's one of the best horse racing games that you can get. If you can find it, buy it. It might be called Royal Turf these days. I'm not really sure, but there you go. That's Winner's Circle, Rainer Knizia's horse racing classic. Number 83 on this list is Las Vegas Royale with cheese. This is a dice rolling game that tries to sort of mimic or emulate the casinos on the Las Vegas Strip. This has dropped down quite a bit from the previous years. This is probably because we got rid of the original version and we got the Royale version, which, although it gives you more stuff, it just doesn't have that same sort of like rustic charm, you know. But this game, you'll be rolling dice and be forced into taking all of a certain value of what you've rolled, and you'll be placing it on the casino that corresponds with that value. And it's a simple majorities thing. So if you've got the majority in casino number 6, you will get the money tied to that casino. But if there's a tie, then the player with the next lowest value will get all the money. So that's a nice little twist. This is a game by Rudiger Dorn. He's made so many fantastic games. Las Vegas Royale is still really good because it does add some sort of mini games and things like that. But I don't know, we just seem to like the dirty nature of the first one. So number 82 on this list is a dexterity game by Antoine Bowser. This is Rampage, or they changed the name of it to something like Terror in Maple City. Fucking twats. But yeah, in this game you'll be taking control of a wooden dinosaur, and there'll be all these meeples on top of these 3D constructions. You'll be flicking your disc and moving your dinosaur, and then you will be trying to knock meeples off of these structures and gobbling them up to give you victory points at the end of the game. This is a fantastic game. A lot of people refer to this as a toy rather than a board game, but I don't give two shits about what you think. This is a fantastic dexterity game. It's right up there with some of Antoine Bowser's finest games. Obviously it's not his best game, right? But if you're looking for a fun dexterity game you can play with kids that's really easy to learn, got a few special abilities, then Rampage, not Terror in Maple City. You can't go too far wrong with it, you know what I mean? So number 81 on this list is a game that was first released in the 80s, back when I was a young child. But this is Tales of the Arabian Nights. This is a game that utilises a big massive book full of paragraphs. You'll be wandering around a map and things will happen to you that will tell you to turn to a paragraph in the book of tales, and then you'll be having adventures. You can do all sorts of things. You can have a sex change, you could be cursed, you can have all sorts of weird and wacky things will happen to you. We don't really care about the scoring system, which sees you getting different totals of points on 2 different categories, but we don't care about that. We just tend to run around, have a laugh, trying to explore and just see what the hell happens, right? A bit like my life in general. This game is really crying out for an expansion, but I can't see one coming. It's been like nearly 40 odd years since this was first released. So yeah, that's Tales of the Arabian Nights, a rollicking good time to be had by all. So there you go, that's our number 90 down to 81. Stick around for the next list if you have more endurance at David Goggins or Bear Grylls, and we'll see you in the next video.